where it needs to go. It just needs to be Apple Vision Pro,
What's
right?
that? Oh, the
Like the
I've been just driving around with the glasses
just
on.
driving around doing email and whatever,
Yeah, wearing your mask.
I don't even need a
in your car.
display. Just heads up dash display my gauge cluster. Right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right.
All right, we are on the air, Andy. I hit record and it is going.
Going right
It's
there.
going.
Yep. I saw the countdown, and now we're not counting down.
Okay, this is already boring. I'm already falling asleep. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Crickets.
As I do all the time, I would like to welcome everybody listening. And if you're new to the show, I'm Eric and he's Andy, and we are the hosts of the Make Trade Scared Again podcast. Andy, let's jump in. Yeah, it's going good, dude. It's going good. We just had like this super huge conversation about technology, and
For
of
like
course,
41 minutes or something.
oh
like
my
that.
God, we didn't even hit record, and it was some good stuff. But I think we're gonna have to we got to stop and think about. We wrote some notes. There's a lot more EV discussion coming down the pipeline for Mechanical Hub for the MTGA.
You ever seen two squirrels fight over a golden acorn?
No, I haven't.
Well, just picture two squirrels fighting over a golden acorn.
I'm picturing it now in my mind's
Hey.
eye.
That's maybe about what our conversation looked like.
I can tell. So first of all, like I have ADHD, and like I can get super excited about things pretty quickly. Like when I do that when I know that it's because they truly interest me. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I just immediately was like, whoa, on that subject when you brought it up. And I started going off crazy about this and that
Yeah.
and all these ideas I had, and we're inventing things that are already invented, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
And it's so fascinating to me. And then it full circle comes back around to like, we're talking about our phones, and you brought up planned obsolescence of our iPhones and stuff like
Right.
that. And it's crazy how much technology is part of our every single day as plumbers. And it's not crazy.
Right.
I mean, it's 2024. Like it's obvious, but you brought up you just kind of reconfigured your dash or your van cab, right?
Yeah.
To include
Yeah,
more
yeah.
tech. What is it you just
Yeah.
did?
Well, so we use a company called Rockform, ROKFORM for phone
Okay.
cases.
Okay.
Super nice, just solid phone cases.
Okay.
They got a magnet on the back, and that's part of one of the big things that I like about it. Rob turned me onto it, and the nice thing is you can stick it on the side of a furnace, you can stick it on a shelf, you can put it on a boiler, you can do whatever, and it's kind of there, right?
Okay. Yep.
It's not super big and bulky like some of the other brands of protective cases.
Okay.
And the other thing is they come with they have a whole line of, I guess I'm going to call it like sport mounts, right? Like, so I think they started out having like a handlebar mount for your bike.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's,
I gotcha.
if anybody's familiar with like Quad Lock as another competitor, it's got like this 4-lug mechanism in the back of it, right? And you can
I
lock it
gotcha.
onto whatever. Anyway, they make suction cup dash mounts and vent mounts and this glass mount.
Like a
And-
modern version of like the RAM stuff that was out years ago.
Yeah. But the intent behind it is you can quad lock the phone on there if you want, right? On some of them, but most of them with this the advent of the MagSafe stuff,
Yeah.
now we have this magnetic charging base, right?
Sure.
So you can just set your phone on it and it's magnetically attached to the mount. So
And
there
its
it is.
charger and stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
or no.
You can get it with the charger.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
anyway, as you well know, probably do know anyway, if you put a suction cup mount on a vehicle that's driven in a northern climate and you park inside, when you move the vehicle outside, all the crap falls off the glass. Or if you're driving around and it's warm and your things are stuck, as soon as you shut the vehicle off and you come back out and you snap your phone on while your vehicle's cold, stuff falls off the glass.
Yeah, I got you.
It's annoying, right?
Yeah.
And
the
so-
suction cup stuff just doesn't really work that well.
No, it's just, it's physics. It just doesn't play nice. So I've been battling against this, and all of the guys at some point or another have been like, "Hey, have you figured out a better way of doing this? Can we like silicone this thing to the window? Whatever. I mean, not that we're going to go that far, but it's like that's the concept. Like this is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I've been looking, and I found this company called Bullet Point Mounting or Bullet Point Systems, I think. And they make a product called the Ruby Grid. And the Ruby Grid was, I think, initially invented for Jeeps to have an off-road vehicle phone or electronic mounting system.
Oh, I bet you the marketing is super annoying.
It's
Jeep
pretty
thing.
cool stuff. Yeah, it's a Jeep thing.
Yeah. Sorry to all our Jeep owner friends. But
So-
we're annoyed by you, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
right,
know
right,
that.
right, yeah.
We like you, but
Yeah.
stop talking about your Jeep.
So anyway,
Sorry.
in a Ford Transit,
Okay.
and I don't know, they make them for quite a few vehicles, right? And I don't
Sure.
know, I wouldn't say all, and there's probably some universal stuff. In a Ford Transit from like 2015 and newer,
Yeah.
there is this trapezoid shaped like sunglasses pocket in the dash.
I don't know if it's a
Right above the
trapezoid
radio.
or quadrilateral, but either way.
Quadrilateral, sure.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Four-sided prismatic looking thing.
Rhombus? Maybe it's a
Maybe.
rhombus.
Maybe it's a rhombus. And anyway, there's this pocket right above the radio.
Yeah.
And it's
there's
for
a
like
hole in the dash. Let's just call it what
It's a
it
hole
is.
in
It's
the
a hole
dash,
in
yeah.
the dash that
to collect
couldn't
stuff.
It basically would hold a pack of gum or less, in fact,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's basically
you-
useless. I don't understand why it's there in the first place.
Yeah, you could put a handful of pens probably in it, and then it would just be this somewhere to collect dirt and gum wrappers.
I'm
type
trying to
thing.
think if it's even deep enough to hold a handful of pens, though, because my dash has it as well. Isn't it
Well,
just
I don't
like,
know, mine's like an inch and a half deep.
okay, how long are your pens, Andy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the pocket's got to be 8 inches,
Yeah.
8 inches on the longest side, and maybe
I
5 on
gotcha.
the short side.
I got you.
So yeah, it's anyway. Yeah, laying down, like not organized, like just here. I'm gonna set this stuff in
Yeah,
this hole.
Right.
It's
a
like the rest
catch-all
of the
for
transit.
nothing.
Yes, the transit dash. I mean, the you know what? Here's to Ford. You made use of a space that is literally like 10 square feet of dash space there. It's gigantic, and they made like storage pockets in it so you can put all kinds of crap up there. And yeah, anyway, so
Yeah.
this Ruby Grid, you basically pull you take a little pry tool that comes with it, and you pop that
Little liner
pocket
out.
out,
Yeah.
right? And you set the mounting frame in there, and you drill 4 holes in it.
Oh,
And
now
you-
we're drilling holes. Oh,
Yep.
I
Uh-huh.
hate that.
I know. And you basically nut and bolt this thing together. So there's like 1032 bolts, right? And then you snap the pocket back into place, and it gives you an aluminum frame plate to mount these, basically, like you mentioned, a ram mount ball system on it.
Okay.
I think they call theirs the AMPS.
So
or,
you go through all of
something.
that. What are you mounting what are you using yours for?
And yeah, so I was number one was, hey, it'd be really cool to find somewhere to put my phone that's a more convenient location and not falling off the glass.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
So
not
you're getting rid of the
obstructing.
terrible mounts that just
Yes.
kind of don't work. Although you
Yeah.
can buy them on Amazon for almost nothing. So
Yeah, but they're
like, junk is junk. I get it.
Yes, junk is junk. They're functional, sure. The benefit of this is that now that I have this mounting plate here, I can get different length, like carbon fiber arms to go on it.
Carbon.
Yeah, fancy.
You're talking like the adjustable telescoping, whatever.
Not
protractable.
You're right. Yeah, not necessarily telescoping, but they're articulating in all directions,
yeah,
right?
That's
Right,
really
right,
what I meant. Sorry.
So anyway, you put that on there, and I'm looking at their website, and I'm like, that's pretty cool mount rack. And I'm like, oh, look, hey, it comes with an option that it's got a MagSafe wireless charger. That's kind of cool. So when you jump in the van and you just grab your phone and clunk, snap it on there, and it's stuck, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
falling off. It's secure. It's in a place where it's not obscuring the radio. It's not obscuring any of the user controls.
Yep.
And it's not like up in your line of sight while you're driving, right? Because it's adjustable.
Which mine is somewhat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you've I know for a fact, and you whatever, because you're probably like I am, when you're driving around, there's times when it's like, oh, I need to click on this and do this or whatever while I'm driving. And you go, God, I shouldn't be doing this, or, whatever. You in the back of your mind, you're like, I need less. I don't need that there. Yeah. I'm just going to
a little treat. I'm just going to take one little bite. And then,
right.
Then you put 25 pounds on, or you rear end the person in front of you.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just going to push this little button real quick.
That's right. I'm just going to find the next episode of the MTGA.
Yeah. Because I can't do this hands free.
Right. And so anyway, it's in a good location. And I was looking at their website and I'm like, wait a minute. They make a tablet mount. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And so I think most everybody knows I've been using an iPad for a couple of years now, and it's changed a lot of things for me. Right?
You say that like it's a secret. Like I'm going to tell you a little secret. I've been using an iPad.
Right.
Whoa. This the latest episode of MTGA. Andy uses an iPad.
That's
Sorry, I couldn't resist. That's what went into my head when you said that. I'm like, wait, what? Okay.
Yeah. It's prescription grade.
Yeah, it's a prescription. Don't say look, it's a prescription.
It's a prescription. I use it responsibly.
You have been using. You have a newer iPad, and that I've witnessed what you do. Like because we travel together. And I see you use it, and I often think, like, should I be owning that? Because that thing's pretty friggin' sweet. And I've yet to pull the trigger because I have, like, this super MacBook Pro thing, and I'm like, I feel terrible about taking, spending money on something that's going to, like, quasi-replace my MacBook. You know what I mean? Which is perfectly good, too, by the way.
Yeah.
So. But I'm not mounting my MacBook on my dash, on my rhombus trapezoidal quadrilateral dash mount. So now you're rolling deep with your iPad. What do you like? Is it because the iPad just makes using like house call easier, things like that?
Yeah. It makes my email easier. It makes everything about it. So, my base form, I mean, it's sitting right here in front of me is my iPad's on it's a whatever, iPad 11 Pro. And it's on what they call a Magic Keyboard. So it's like a folding portfolio case stand thing that's made by Apple.
With this mount thing that you've got or no?
No. So, and then that was kind of where I was at. I was like, well, it'd be kind of nice to have the keyboard. Then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. My regular keyboard for my Mac in the shop links up to my iPad. Then now I can put the keyboard on my lap or whatever while I'm sitting in the driver's seat, not driving.
Yeah.
I'll clarify this. I'm not doing this. But while I'm at the customer's driveway or, let's say I go in to do an estimate or something like that, I can walk out to the driveway, have my iPad up in the mount and be typing away. And it's literally no different than sitting at my computer, right? Productivity wise, it is, yes, it's a smaller screen. But it is night and day different in how effective it is to use your iPad as a screen only, right? No keyboard is visible on the iPad on the screen,
right?
Because you have a physical keyboard attached, and that's been the thing for me that's that I guess has changed here in the last month, as I've had this thing and I've been using it and just kind of seeing a productivity level go up because it's easier for me to not go, God, it's such a pain in the ass to put my iPad on my lap and with this little Magic Keyboard, which is super convenient, but it's not convenient. It's not really ergonomic to sit with it on your lap and your head bent over. Right.
Yeah.
It's
well, this isn't new. Like people have been using computers and tablets and stuff in vehicles for a long time, but you're just saying like you just kind of made your own setup recently.
Yeah.
And it's really worked out nice. Yeah. So what's the name of the? And we're not getting any kickbacks or anything, but what's the name of that system again?
Yeah, it's bullet point mounting.
Bullet point mounting. I'm gonna look at it.
Go
ahead. I think I can share my screen here.
Well,
am I
was
wrong
just
to think that?
Yeah, you can or I can. I can pull it up and show you exactly what I.
Well, I want you to do that, but I also want to share. I wanted to go ahead and if you can pull your stuff up with that company.
Yep.
Just give me a quick look at it, and if I can share mine, I'm going to show everybody that watches this on YouTube something that I shared with you in a DM on Instagram recently. Okay, I see your screen.
Okay. So here's your screen here. So you just go down and here's their vehicles. Click on Ford.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Transit van. And there's this mounting plate, right? So it's, well, this says 2020 plus, but it's 2015 through 2019. There's a couple of different variants.
Sure.
So universal phone holder, like spring loaded deal.
Yep.
I think I did MagSafe wireless. And so it's like this. So there's that carbon fiber mount.
It's robust.
It's
for
it's
those
all
listening
aluminum.
and not watching. It's not a small device.
But this thing
It's
sits
not,
completely flush with the top of the dash.
Okay.
Right. So that's not like sticking up above.
Okay. First of
This
all,
is.
let me back this up a minute.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were talking about something totally different for the little
Right.
the little thing that this thing mounts into.
Yep.
Does your Transit, or did it stop with my 2019? Just above, if I'm thinking of
Like,
the proper placement, just above the gear shift lever on the dash,
Okay.
there is a very small cubby, like
Oh yeah, no, that's
vertical.
Not there. That's not.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
That's what I thought you were. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
"What? Are you gonna put
No,
it back a gum,
it's-
or how big are your pens?" Like I thought it was like
Right.
this
It's
little
like up
tiny
in this area.
Yeah,
And
okay.
it doesn't look like that even.
No, I know. Okay. So there you go. Sorry.
Oh, see, there we go. That's because that's the 2015 mount. Let's see.
I want to show everybody watching. Let's get to yours real quick. Just to clear. Oh, there is a lot of available parts for this.
Tons and tons of stuff.
I like the
GoPro
little
mounts.
squeezy holder for the phone, but look, GoPro and everything. Okay, cool. All right.
Basically here's the tablet mount. So big spring loaded deal.
Yep.
Holds it portrait
Familiar
or
with
landscape
that
'cause it
style
swivels.
because I have some cheapos that I've used for
Yep.
years and they're great.
And that's the thing I was a little bit nervous about is because I was like, I don't know, is this going to work? And it is. It holds really nicely.
Yeah,
like
I have no doubt.
They have a disclaimer in there. Hey, not intended for driving. I get it.
Of course.
So I. Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to be gaming while you're driving,
Well, that's true. But
according to the
pull up
NT
Netflix and
SPE or whatever. All right, I want to share.
okay,
But I'm not sure that I can unless you stop sharing. Okay,
I'm stopped. I'm done.
I'm going to share my screen. Don't ask me how. I don't know how to do this. Well, where is... Okay, Safari. I'm going to share that. Ready?
Yep. Go.
And boom. Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it.
Remember this video I sent you? Look at this Ford Transit steering
Yes.
wheel.
Yes, that is.
And you can
super
turn
cool.
it into a work surface.
Yes.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it right on the screen. But if you're not, I sent this video I saw on Instagram to Andy like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And it's from some other country, and it's a Ford Transit that has a modified steering wheel, and it looks to be that it might be from the
think it's
factory.
Factory, yeah.
You push this button, and the steering wheel pivots like horizontal from a nearly vertical position, pivots forward toward the gauge cluster and becomes a work surface with an attachment like you just set on top of it, like a little
table,
plastic
yeah.
table.
That's super cool.
My
It'd be
God.
hard to steer with that mode.
I would imagine you probably can't run the vehicle with it in that mode, but
Yeah.
My immediate thought was like, oh, I could put a stake on there. It look like a little cutting board. Oh my God. Okay. So I'll stop sharing this. They're just getting views on us though. So that's cool.
That's right.
Well, I would stop sharing if I knew what the heck.
Up in the top. There you
There we go. See?
That
Yeah,
was
I'm
nice. That's nice.
Technology loco. No, this is
Have you been
it's
drinking?
fun. It's fun to do stuff like this. So you go back to the suction cup thing. So
Yeah.
somehow, in my infinite wisdom and luck, on Amazon, out of the cheapest throws of Chinese imports, I found these phone mounts that are suction cup base, and I put them on the dash.
Yeah.
And they have this like super pliable, like gooey suction cup base thing, right?
Sure.
And they work. They honestly,
Sure.
like when it gets super hot, probably once a year,
It pops.
it pops, like it starts tilting, and you're like, oh, and then you like reposition in it, and it's good for another year, kind of deal.
Right.
But you're right; they're not great by any means.
Yeah.
I just happen to find one that works for the mount where I mount it. It's not on the glass or anything. I think the difference too is like once you do put it on the glass, you're up. Like the temperature thing is a whole different story.
A thing. Yeah. This time of year where it's stable, it's fine.
Yeah.
But in the winter or in the deepest summer, it's just a
and mine can get, like I said, it can fail, but usually it's just like I have to just like push hard on it. It's back again for another however long.
right.
So it's not a perfect system, I guess is what I'm saying.
No.
I'm admitting to myself. I don't have really any tech built in. So I guess honestly, I've had this conversation with you. I'll bring out like the very few things that make me, that you could say are bougie about me.
Yeah.
Even if I was buying a van for an employee, given the kind of work we do and how I have grown reliant on the screen and the infotainment that gives us GPS, Apple CarPlay, Android, that kind of thing, like built in with the large high resolution screen. And I'm talking large, like mine is a 2019 Transit, so it's smaller than yours is.
6x6 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still way better than like the little LCD, whatever. You get it, right? Yeah. I would not buy another vehicle that doesn't have at least what I have currently, which is that touchscreen setup in a 5-year-old van now, right? So, like that is a minimum requirement for me. So when it comes to tech and things 3. Like, what's that?
That's the Sync 3, I think.
I have a Sync. I think it's 4.
Is it 4? I thought that was what was on our trucks, but okay.
Mine is I think it's a Sync 4. I don't know. It's probably like an 8-inch screen, something like that. I'd have to. I don't know. It's not like nice. The smallest thing by any means,
right? No,
and yet it's been replaced and upgraded since. But it's great, and it's not typical for these vehicles. And I know it adds some cost, and there's really no like. They're more logistical and creature comfort benefits, but not needed. But I'll tell you, I would never buy a vehicle without it, and I wouldn't put an employee in a vehicle without it unless I just didn't have a choice, right? Like I wouldn't order the van and be like, no, I'm going to save the $300 it costs or the $1,500 it costs to get this because honestly, I think it's safer.
Yeah.
I do want to bring this up, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say I have. So we've got all 5 of the Transits I have that whatever the base model display is.
Yeah.
And I totally get where you're coming from. I can say this though. I've never seen one other than yours, but I haven't been haven't looked lot wise. I see them
when I look through the window at the dealership. When I pop in, they'd be like, "Oh, there's a fleet of vans," and that's like the first thing. I'm not even kidding you. It's the first thing beside like, is it electric? Is it all wheel drive? From the outside, I can tell, right?
Yep. I tried to order the one van that I ordered from the dealership. Like, hey, I'm going to order a van.
During COVID, though, right?
Right, but I was like, I'd like this van with this display. I want it to have the inverter. I want it to have the 270-degree doors. I need it to have the shelf. I was like, hey, I'm going to get this thing like I want. I want trailering mirrors, telescopic mirrors, all this stuff. I get all of this stuff's on my order sheet, and the dealership that I'm talking to is like, oh yeah, no problem. The van shows up, doesn't have any of it on it. Then I'm like, well, what's about all this stuff? And they were like, oh, well, you didn't order that. And I was like, here's the email. Oh, well, we must have missed that.
Okay. Here's the deal.
I'm like,
I'm looking at the camera intently right now. I'm going to say this.
Right,
If I
intently.
ordered a vehicle like that, as you did,
Oh,
uh,
9 months.
if there was any, outside of COVID and that whole scenario we found ourselves in at that time, if I ordered
Yeah.
a vehicle and it showed up without those key features, which by all accounts, your experience, it added up to a long list of things that you didn't get.
Sure.
I can't even imagine my reaction at first would just be like, I would have to go take a breather. That
Right.
would piss me off
Yeah.
so bad.
Yep.
The technology stuff. Well, first of all, you said the 270. Don't all the doors do that?
No.
They don't?
No.
My doors, you click the little lever, the button,
And they go all the way
and
out.
they go
and
all the
around.
way open and magnet to
Nope.
the sides.
That is
that's
that
not
is
a
an-
normal
that
thing.
No, that is an added option now.
Why the
Since
hell would you buy the
2019.
vehicle without it?
Yeah. They go straight out the back, and then if you unlock them, they go to the side.
But yeah,
Only to the side, not all the way around to back to the doors. They don't have the magnetic bumpers on them. You have to order that 270-degree opening.
okay,
as
Ford, are you listening?
I'm telling you,
The
because I have two that have it, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Why in God's green earth would you make a Transit
Two
that
options.
didn't do that?
Right.
That's so
don't know.
ridiculous.
I don't know. But anyway, for those of you that are getting ready to order one, if you decide that you think that, hey, I'm going to work out of the back of my van, you order it with 270-degree doors, the 270-degree opening doors.
I use
I
them
think they call
daily.
it dock loading doors or something like that.
I don't not use them.
Yeah. Yeah, because yours
Walking
open
around
up.
that door is it's,
Such
like,
pain. Mm-hmm.
oh my God, run into it. Like,
Trust me. Yep.
No freaking way. Not even,
Yep.
It's not even an option. Okay. So it's good to know that.
Yep.
Okay. My last we got to go. We're almost done. But I had this thought the other day. Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought, like, why do we have all this crap in the dash in the first place when all we do is use our phones for this or that most of the time anyway? Like, when are we going to get to a point where, you know how like the Tesla and a lot of the EVs have gotten rid of like all the external, everything's like in some kind of tablet display kind of thing.
Yep.
There's no heater and AC.
Yes,
Like
there's
there's
no
none
buttons.
of all of that's
Right.
just gone. Like it's
Yeah.
just gone. When are we going to get to a point where like we just buy this cargo van and our mobile device or maybe just a screen just eliminates the need for all those other things? It's just built right into your,
Right.
that's next. Maybe it's maybe it's not going to happen in these service vehicles. And look, I don't need this thing to be like a Mercedes here, like a a C class, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. I'm just thinking it's where it needs to go. It just needs to be Apple Vision Pro. Right.
what's that? Oh,
Like the
I've been just driving around with the glasses
just
on.
driving around doing email and whatever,
Yeah, wearing your mask.
I don't even need a
in the car.
display. Just heads up dash display my gauge cluster.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like what's the level, how far does it go? Why wouldn't it?
Well, I will say this about the Tesla. My experiences with those are mixed. I will say though that I have yet to become used to not looking at the vehicle displays on the map as I drive by them or they pass me, and like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous. Like, how am I'm so distracted by that. Like, I need to,
Right.
like, if I had one, I'd probably just have to turn it off and be like, I can't. 'Cause
So it
I'm
shows you
watch this
other
turn it,
Teslas?
watch this car turn it. Yeah. Well, it shows you all the vehicles around you.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And like, watch this car turn into a truck as it passes because it like gets a better view of it. Like, it's crazy. The technology is nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We were driving where the heck was I at? Oh, we were in Washington, D.C., dropping
Yeah.
Paige off. And we're driving this Hyundai Santa Fe.
Okay.
And so it's got your standard, like 2 chrome gauge
Yeah. Yeah.
clusters in there, right? One's like tachometer and one's speedometer or something like that.
But they're all digital.
They're digital, yeah,
Yeah.
they're digital, but they look like a tachometer and a
Yeah.
speedometer. And when you turn, like, the speedometer's on the left and the tachometer's on the right, when you turn the left blinker on, it replaces the speedometer with a camera of what's to the left of your vehicle.
Right.
I'm like, okay. And when you turn the right on, it replaces the tachometer. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Other than you've now taken my focus from the windshield to looking at the dash to make sure I don't wreck into something that's clearly in front of me.
Yeah.
It's a little bit awkward. And it's like, it's not subtle. It's like when when it refreshes, it's like this blink, and you look down and like, what was that?
Yeah.
And
it takes a second though, too, of course, when you don't, like I said, I need to get used to that Tesla thing or turn it off or something because I'm looking at it.
I would need to turn that side camera.
Well, it's
off.
probably just a matter of like time and experience, right?
Sure.
These kids are learning to drive if they're in modern vehicles, or let's say 20 years from now.
Yeah.
These, new drivers, put it that way, are going to be driving vehicles that have like they're going to have to go to self-driving. They're going to have to.
Right.
These things are so full of oh my gosh. Anyway, you'll just think how like the tablet addition to your van isn't like something new.
No.
Just new to you. And how it's, like you were excited to talk about it because it's made a difference in your day to day. Just think like a few years from now, just a couple years from now, we'll look back to this episode and be like, oh my gosh, my van drives me. You know what I mean? Like, why do I need, like, of course I have a tablet in it, but I also have a, recliner. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're going to get in and put your helmet on like you're an Apache fighter pilot, and it's going to be this heads-up display.
Because it's got the screen. I was going to say, why are we wearing helmets now?
Right.
Wait, first masks, then helmets? Come on.
Right. But you know what I mean?
I do.
That totally makes sense.
I do.
Like the Apple Glass that completely gets away from the A pillar and the B pillar.
When are we going to get rid of windshields?
Right.
Just make a big screen so I can
put a helmet
TikTok.
on.
All right, dude.
Be like the Flintstone van.
Okay. I'm hitting stop because we're long. We were gonna go 20 and we went 30.
That's all right.
All right.
That's how we roll.
See ya. Oh, hey everybody.
Yeah.
Send us your messages over on Instagram or using the app, whatever you're on. You can text message us. There's a link right there in the description of the show. Do not forget to do that. We'd love to hear from you. We really do.
Absolutely.
And we were just reading emails from listeners this morning and planning some future episodes. So the other thing is you can email us at maketradesgreatagain@gmail.com. And finally, what is it? Oh, we got some new ratings lately. We're still sitting at a 4.9 though, because somebody gave us a 1-star review.
Fitter.
Probably. I honestly, so disappointing. The person who did that knows who they are, and they're listening right now. And I hope you feel shame. Okay,
feel shame. I was just going to throw out something to 2 listeners here.
Okay, 2 listeners.
Ron Pacina, I think it's Pacina. Probably butchering your last name. Yep. Classic Electric, Pleasant Point, New Jersey. Thanks for the email. Yeah. On the EVs, and also to Alex McKee up there in the north. I think he's up in Canada.
Yeah, I think he said Alberta.
Well, I don't know. Now looking at his email, Canada, I don't know if he's in Canada. I don't know if he's in Canada or not.
Oh, okay. He was talking about Edison.
Yeah, Edison trucks. So hey, here's where we're at with that. We got your email. We're going to do a little bit of research on this, so that we know what the heck we're talking about. We got an email out to a
dealer in Minnesota.
Yep. Hopefully we're going to get somebody on that might have a little inside scoop. So
on the Edison truck kit.
Yep. So
which is interesting.
Thanks for that message, because I was aware of this company and I was not aware that they had pickup truck kits. So we're going to look.
I've seen the block nose giant archaic looking semi truck that's been converted to EV a couple years ago, and I've watched the process on the socials for a while, and it's pretty interesting.
It's pretty cool.
All right. Now I'm hitting stop.
Hit stop.